There are a bunch of houses sitting on the market right now, and sellers are super angry. I'm seeing a lot of TikTok videos where people are complaining really bad that their home isn't selling, but I'm also seeing it in MLS. Like, they're firing their agent after like 60 days or like 90 days. When in fact, if the agent had done their job and set the expectation up front, most of the comps that have sold and closed were on the market for over 100 days. This is reality. Do you want to get fired? Stop telling sellers what they want to hear. Tell them what they need to know. Show them how long it took the last home to sell, or how long other homes that are active on the market are still for sale. Like, look at the days on market, you guys. This is so big. So I'm also going to tell you something crazy. A lot of these sellers got spoiled during COVID, okay? Spoiled. You cannot buy a home in 2022 or 2023 and turn around and expect to sell it for 150,000 over asking or whatever. That's cuckoo town. Our market, or pretty much any market in the US, hasn't gone up that much. So a lot of sellers are like fooling themselves, and I'm not exactly sure what the agent was thinking when they listed the property. I was always told, and I've been in this business for 26 years, I was always told that you need to live in a home at least 5 years to make a profit or break even. Like, that was when like inflation and the home prices like went up steadily, like a little bit per year. Sellers also spend like the first 2 years just paying interest on their loan. So the right thing to do is set the expectation with the seller up front. Like, hey, you bought just a couple years ago. Most of the time, sellers don't make any money if they sell before 5 years. And also, if you put a ton of money in your home, you might not get it all back, because those maintenance items or small improvements aren't going to get the biggest bang for your buck, not unless it was like a total overhaul of the property. I've seen some really angry sellers on here saying, well, I replaced the roof and I replaced the water heater and I replaced the HVAC. It was tens of thousands of dollars. Well, guess what? That's maintenance. It doesn't make your house worth more. Not unless you stole it when you bought it. Now, I'm sure someone's going to come on here and argue with me, but the facts are the facts. I've been doing this a very long time and nothing's changed really. A lot of these sellers or agents have amnesia, or maybe your agent just started in the last couple years and they just don't understand absorption rate. If there are 20 active listings on the market and only 10 of them had gone under contract the last 6 months, you have an entire year's worth of inventory. So firing your agent after 60 days doesn't even make any sense.
She hit on a lot of key points for sellers, and I agree 100%. And it's what I stated in the first reaction of this video. When we're buying and selling, we're greedy. We have to partner with professionals like the lady here on this video to help us understand what reality is. And it's a skill, it's a balancing act. You'll see a lot of realtors or new agents that don't have that ability and think that getting a listing is the goal. The goal is to sell the home, not to get a listing. And so they'll let the sellers bully them around, or they'll tell the sellers what they want to hear to get the listing, only to find themselves getting fired. Doesn't do anybody any good, and it skews the numbers in the marketplace as far as days on market, so on and so forth. As a seller, if you're going to sell your home, do your due diligence on your realtor, and don't hire somebody that's just going to tell you what you want to hear, because you can list it for $1 gazillion. Is it going to sell? That's the question that you have to ask. Number two, agents out there. Here's the deal. If you don't know some of these basic things, she mentioned absorption rate or figuring out what the inventory is. I know that. I'm a lender, right? You got to get your game up. Why? Because these things affect the broader market when you're listing homes that are not properly listed. Going back to the seller, if you want to get top dollar, as she was stating, you have to differentiate between maintenance items and or items that aren't going to bring any value to your home. Swimming pools are for you. I'm seeing some of these backyards with $100,000 worth of swimming pool and landscaping. That's for you. It's not going to give you a dollar for dollar return. Your realtor should be able to let you know what upgrades will bring the maximum dollar. But at the end of the day, inventory tells a story. Back during the pandemic, inventories were very low. Some places was less than a month. This is what brought on these increases in sales prices at a hockey stick rate. The normal healthy housing market, depending on where you are, you'll get 5% in very strategic locations. Some places out in Cali, because it's landlocked, they're not building a lot. Again, it's inventory. Some of the places that are well sought after, but for the most part, if you get 3 to 4% appreciation, and that number should ring a bell because it's tied to inflation. This is why I tell folks you need to buy a house, and you don't have to buy a McMansion. Get something that you can afford. And the key thing is, are you staying? She said 5. I think nowadays you should stay 8. You should have the mindset, I'm gonna be here for 8 years. And if something happens, I'm in an area where there's a lot of military, you might have to PCS and go somewhere, so on and so forth. It's hard for you guys to know that, but you should not buy unless you plan on staying in a place long enough, because I will correct her a little bit. It's not just the first 2 years as far as interest is concerned, because the interest is front loaded. So for the first 13 to 15 years, you're going to be paying a lot more interest than you are principal unless you accelerate that. And then there's ways to do that if you guys want to do it. But for the context of this video, these are things that you have to know. When you're interviewing your agent, if you're a seller, what's the absorption rate? How many months of inventory do we have? And what does that mean to me as far as how aggressive I can get in pricing this property? Not delusional, but aggressive. Or do I need to understand that the buyers have the advantage because they have a lot of homes to look at? So hopefully those things will help. If you guys have any other tips that will help a potential seller, in this case, move their home and feel like they did a good job and understand what's going on, more importantly, how to hire a good realtor, leave your experiences or suggestions down in the comment section. If you're ready to take the next step and achieve your goal of home ownership, I would love to have a conversation with you. Why? I'm a lender. My NMLS license number is 180100, and my contact information is pinned in the top comment and in the description of this video. My time is up, but I thank you for yours. As I always say, guys, let's be good to one another. Let grace abound. Watch these next 2 videos. They'll help you in your education as you prepare to become a homeowner. And for the rest of you, indeed, y'all stay blessed.